right now on the red carpet.
Part of that world.
We're taking you inside the world premiere of Disney's The Little Mermaid.
This moment means everything to me.
The whole movie feels glamorous to me.
Featuring new interviews with Halle Bailey and the all-star cast. Plus, reaction to Halle's performance from the original voice of Ariel. And hear the incredible new renditions of your favorite Disney songs.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Life is the bubbles as On the Red Carpet presents The Little Mermaid.
Hello and welcome to Hollywood. I'm George Pinocchio on the red or blue carpet at the world premiere of The Little Mermaid, the new live-action reimagining of the Disney classic. This one starring Halle Bailey. And you can be part of her world when the movie opens in theaters May 26th.
I don't know where, I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now.
This is definitely the start of something special for Halle Bailey, Disney's new Little Mermaid, who turned heads and touched hearts at the world premiere of her new film.
This moment means everything to me. I'm so happy to be here. I feel just so inspired and grateful and honored because it's been 5 years of my life of just waiting for this moment, and I can't wait for people to see it today. I just am honestly overjoyed.
In the movie, Halle plays Ariel, a little mermaid who dreams of a life out of the sea, especially after rescuing and falling for the handsome Prince Eric, played by Jonah Hauer-King.
I've been thrown in at the deep end, to use the pun, but I'm very, very grateful for it, and it feels very special to finally be here after 4 years.
You can't live in that world unless you become a human yourself.
Is that even possible?
It's what I live for.
I look at Ursula and I look at you tonight. There is so much glamour associated with the both of you. I love it.
Well, she is glamorous. I think she's she's a bygone day of glamour and abroad and not afraid to speak her mind and not always great decisions, but I think she's misunderstood.
True. Yes.
The Little Mermaid features a talented and diverse cast, including Javier Bardem as King Triton, Daveed Diggs as Sebastian the Crab, and Aquafina as Scuttle.
I think it's really important that every child gets to see themselves represented on screen, and I think that this movie and what Halle does with the character is incredible, and I think I really hope that it gets to play a role in other people's lives like it did in mine.
Maybe the coolest moment at the premiere, the meeting of the two Little Mermaids, Halle Bailey sharing a hug with Jodie Benson, who voiced the original animated Ariel. I'll talk with Jodie coming up. Meanwhile, 16-year-old Jacob Tremblay plays Ariel's best friend, Flounder. He told me he wanted the role in part because his mom was a big fan of the original movie.
She was young when the original one came out, so she kind of grew up with it. And she was also there when we were kind of all together doing rehearsals, and we got to actually hear Halle sing for the first time. It was amazing, and my mom actually started crying because that's how good it was. Gave me goosebumps. It was amazing.
Out of the sea, wish I could be part of that world.
This movie has an all-star cast, but no one is shining brighter at this premiere than the Little Mermaid herself, Halle Bailey, who, just like Ariel, is having her dream come true. Just after the premiere, I talked with Halle and her leading man, Jonah Hauer-King, to ask about their first impressions of director Rob Marshall's vision.
The first time I saw the a piece of his brain, what he was thinking, I think was the first day we had rehearsals where Rob is very grand and loves drama and loves just a beautiful big production of things. And we walked into the most beautiful presentation we'd ever seen in our lives. It literally felt like a ride out of Disneyland. Like, it was beautiful, the sets were made, illustrations were showing us what each person's like setting would look like. I saw what Ariel's grotto was gonna look. I mean, it was just like, wow. We were like, this is what it's gonna look like. Just so magical. And then it's one thing to see the vision that somebody has before, and then to see it after when it's all put together, and it's just honestly mind-blowing.
I enjoyed being at the world premiere, and the music would go, and then applause would begin. I felt like I was in live theater.
That's so Rob, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Rob and John are theatre kids. Like, that's their history. They were choreographers. They were dancers first and foremost, and that we felt while we were shooting the film. I think we had such a company feel. It was a real theatre feel, but something in the intimacy of all of it felt very theatrical too. Even though it was this big movie scale, I think we rehearsed it like it was a play almost.
Halle, what's not as scary in animation is terrifying in live action.
Yes.
So you being chased by a nasty shark is pretty scary.
Yes, it is. There were plenty of moments on set where I was genuinely scared. There was this one moment in particular where real fire was used during the whole production, but I think it was a stunt sequence of when I was going into Ursula's lair, and there's like these eyeballs in her garden that kind of reach out and grab me. And the stunt team like had to physically pull me, but we were in the middle of these two like fire flamethrowers. So the flamethrowers would go off, and then they would do the sequence, and I had to look like I was doing it and not look frightened. So that helped me, honestly, because I really was frightened.
You end up getting in better shape just from doing all the movements. It's exercise every day.
Oh yeah, that girl was in great shape. She's no longer here.
Still ahead,
I want to be where the people are.
a new extended musical clip of Halle Bailey as Ariel. Plus, director Rob Marshall on the moment he first heard Halle sing. And Melissa McCarthy and Javier Bardem on their sibling rivalry as Ursula and King Triton.
From Cruella de Vil to Maleficent, there's nothing like a good Disney villain. And The Little Mermaid has one of the best, Ursula, this time played by the one and only Melissa McCarthy.
Poor child. I've been watching you for a long time now, dearie.
In this Little Mermaid, Ursula the Sea Witch is the sister of Ariel's father, King Triton, played by Javier Bardem. You are the ultimate in sibling rivalry.
That seems right. That's a good description.
Who's the sweeter sibling?
This one, my God. And the world agrees.
It's just that she had a bad day.
I like that you two, who do things often for an adult audience, are in a movie that entire families can enjoy. And I bet that brings you joy.
A lot.
It does, a lot. Yeah, it's fantastic. Anything that brings people together and brings different generations together and your kids can go, it's like that. It's a delight.
Isn't it?
Absolutely. And also, I mean, we have kids, we have children, and we are sharing what we do with them, and that's a gift. They understand finally what we do for a living. You broke the rules. You went to the above world.
A man was drowning. I had to save him.
This obsession with humans has to stop.
Are you even wearing a crown, or was that put in later?
No, that's a real crown. That's a real crown. Yeah.
And did it make you feel royal?
Sometimes it made me feel ridiculous. Like, I was watching myself in the mirror with the trident and the crown and said, man, you better earn it. Because those things are not light to wear. So, but it's good. They say when you play a king, you don't have to play a king. You have to make sure that everybody treats you like a king.
When I'm twisting and turning, I'm twisting and turning. We had rigs that I could spin around in, and I love I love a rig, and I love any kind of harness where I can flip and turn. So something's wrong with me.
She has a few at home.
I do. We'll get into that later. But.
Up next, Oscar-winning composer Alan Menken tells us about the new songs he wrote with Lin-Manuel Miranda. Plus, behind-the-scenes fun with David Diggs, Awkwafina, and Jacob Tremblay.
You gotta show him who's in charge.
And the original Ariel, Jodie Benson, tells us what she thinks of Halle Bailey's performance. Now, want to hear from the stars at more movie premieres? Follow On the Red Carpet on YouTube and your other favorite social sites.
A big part of what makes The Little Mermaid so beloved is, of course, the incredible music. Alan Menken won 2 Oscars for his music from the original film for Best Score and Best Song for Under the Sea, with lyrics by the late Howard Ashman. For this new film, he's done new music, this time with Lin-Manuel Miranda. What was it like for you to hear other people interpreting these songs that you and Howard had worked on so well together?
It's something I always loved. I'm an architect. I design the house. Other people will live in it.
Okay. So you designed some new houses for this one.
I designed some new houses.
And you worked with somebody that is well respected in the community, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Who I knew as a little boy.
Really?
Yeah, he went to the Hunter School with my niece, and I would always hear about this little boy who was passionately in love with Little Mermaid and in love with films, and named Lin-Manuel Miranda. And so that name you forget. And then one day there was this new show coming in the Heights, written by Lin-Manuel. Is that the same? We became friends, and now on this became collaborators, at least for this movie, which is so fitting because he loves The Mermaid. His son is named Sebastian.
So what song that you and Lin worked on together will we be talking about?
Wild Uncharted Waters is because it's a song for Prince Eric, is the strongest new element in terms of the thematic thread through the entire movie. For the first time, allows us to have a new song for Ariel, which is hugely important, and it's got that great rhythmic pulse that Lynn and I did a triplet against a 2, and had that feel that, we just brought a new style to that. And then this Scuttlebutt. And Scuttlebutt was sort of almost a throwaway moment that is so charming because I gave him a lilting Caribbean piece of music, and he rapped over it, and it's just got this infectious, disarming quality to it that people just love.
Along with the 3 new songs, the original favorites are in this new film as well, including that show-stopping Oscar winner.
The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake. Just look at the world around you, right here on the ocean floor. Such wonderful things surround you. What more is you looking for? Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better, don't worry, it's wetter. Take it from me.
That's Sebastian the Crab, played by Tony winner David Diggs, who was joined in our interview by co-stars Awkwafina and Jacob Tremblay.
I was genuinely so nervous and scared to be there and to be there kind of record, but we were able to kind of do it all together, and just having them there just made me feel so comfortable, and just, I don't know, I just felt like I could just, it doesn't matter if I messed up around these people, like, we're just able to laugh it off and just have a good time.
You can't back down. You gotta show him who's in charge.
But I'm also gonna point out that my first movie ever was Wonder with Jacob, who was already a seasoned
on
pro
his
at that point. Yeah. So he really taught me how to be a film actor.
Yeah, he's definitely been acting before I started acting, for sure.
Something about you seems different. I can't quite figure it out.
She got legs, you idiot.
Because Scuttle and Sebastian argue all the time, we had this narrative that we were maybe divorced exes.
I really didn't expect to find her here.
The king can never hear this.
Ow!
You got it?
Got it. Sorry, what'd you say again?
I'm a dead crab.
Sebastian, Scuttle, and Flounder are also featured in another classic Little Mermaid sequence, the romantic rowboat ride that almost ends with a kiss.
Sha-la-la-la-la, the music play. Do what the music say. You gotta kiss the girl. You gotta kiss the girl.
Why don't you
Kiss the girl. Come on and kiss the girl. Go on and kiss the girl.
Joining us now is the original Little Mermaid. It's Jodie Benson, who was the speaking voice and the singing voice in the animated movie. All these years later, you're still smiling.
Oh, yes. Oh, my gosh. I've had the greatest job of my life. And I'm still Ariel full time. I love going to the studio. It's been a dream. It's been a dream.
What is it like for you right now, thinking about walking in to see something that had your stamp on it for so long? It's a new chapter.
Blown away. It's emotional. I'm overwhelmed. I'm thrilled. Rob Marshall has taken this film and just paid such beautiful tribute to our original animated film, as well as pay tribute and honor to Howard Ashman, and I love that. And Halle, absolutely breathtaking as Ariel, has captured the essence of her courageous spirit, her bravery, her kindness, her love, her pure of spirit. She's just incredible. We had no idea that our little film was going to change the world the way that it has. I would never have told you 37 years ago that you and I would be chatting about it today. You know, really. And then I'm looking here. I mean, I'm blown away. I really am. I'm looking around just like, oh my gosh, our little film started all of this.
There she goes, Jodie Benson, the original Little Mermaid.
Still ahead,
It was the most complicated film I've ever done.
hear from director Rob Marshall and his message on stage inside the premiere. And look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? How you can enter to win these Little Mermaid products to make your collection complete.
The new live action The Little Mermaid is directed by Rob Marshall. He's the same man who directed Into the Woods, Mary Poppins Returns, and Chicago, which, by the way, won the Oscar for Best Picture.
Please welcome our director, Rob Marshall.
Here's footage now from inside the premiere where director Rob Marshall introduced the movie after having the film's stars join him on stage, calling them all the Dreamcast of Dreamcasts.
We're so excited to have you join us under the sea for this big extravaganza, but mostly we're just so proud to be able to bring this to the world now. We feel it's important to bring to the world, and it's a classic, timeless, very profound piece, and we can't wait for you to enjoy it tonight. Thank you so much.
It was the most complicated film I've ever done. I mean, I don't think I could have done this film without having done all the other films prior, because it was how do you do an underwater musical? I mean, how do you even start it? It was, I mean, when when they came to me, I thought, I can't do this. And then I thought, you know what? I want to do it because it's so hard, and it was so scary, because we had to choreograph everything in advance, because I had to share how we were going to move everything with the camera team, but mostly with the stunt team, because every person was on some kind of rig, because they were weightless, right?
And add water later.
You add water later. I realized we have to sing and speak, so we can't really be underwater. So add water, add background, add vegetation and fish and hair. I mean, every single person was in a wig cap because the hair had to move. So all the hair was added digitally. The costumes, most of them were added digitally, like all of Ariel's were, so, which is why it took 4.5 years.
Why Halle? How did you know it was Halle?
Oh my gosh, we saw so many people, hundreds and hundreds of people, but you know, my goal is always as a director, I never have to choose. I mean, like, literally, she claimed the role. I mean, she came in, she sang Part of Your World. She shut her eyes and started to sing. By the end of the song, I was in tears, and I didn't know why. I thought, what is it? It's something about her connection to the lyric and to the feeling, and I was so moved by it. And, you know, Ariel needs to be strong, but vulnerable, also passionate, and somewhat otherworldly, ethereal. and have this magnificent voice. I mean, it's so many things that she needs to be, and athletic. And Halle just checked all those boxes, but more importantly, it was what she had, I don't know, internally. There's some spark, there's something, and she was 18 when she auditioned for us. She's 23 now. So she was just at that age where she was just becoming sort of like her own person, and is exactly what the film's about.
We promised you more singing from Halle Bailey, so here you go. Here's an extended clip from The Little Mermaid.
I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them? Oh, feet. Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing, strolling along down a, what's that word again? Street. Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world.
Shop Disney has Who's It's and What's It galore to celebrate the new live-action Little Mermaid, like an Ariel and Sisters doll set, a plush doll, a tumbler, even a Little Mermaid belt bag. Just scan the QR code on your screen to get yours, and enter for your chance to win all of these items on our On the Red Carpet Instagram page.
Don't be scared, you got to move right there. Go on and kiss the girl.
We should mention, if you want to rewatch the original animated Little Mermaid before the new one comes out, it's streaming now on Disney+. And animation fans have something to look forward to from Disney very soon. Disney Pixar's Elemental comes out June 16th, only in theaters. 2 weeks later, another big release, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Harrison Ford's final Indiana Jones film premieres June 30th.
I don't believe in magic, but a few times in my life, I've seen things.
But first, it's The Little Mermaid, opening exclusively in theaters on May 26th. It's rated PG. Thanks for joining us for this special The Little Mermaid edition of On the Red Carpet, and please follow us for all your entertainment news anytime. We'll see you next time on the Red Carpet.
Want more entertainment news? Follow On the Red Carpet on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube.